An Apache woman was left in the Arizona desert to die after being falsely accused of betraying her tribe. But when a fearless cowboy risked everything to save her, a shocking conspiracy began to unfold. Will truth defeat betrayal, or will they both lose their lives? Like this video, subscribe to the channel and stay until the end for the incredible twist. Darkness settled over the Arizona desert as Jacob Carter and Ayanna reached an abandoned frontier cabin hidden between rocky hills. The old wooden structure creaked with every gust of wind, yet it offered the only protection from the warriors searching. The surrounding land. Outside, distant campfires flickered across the hills, and the sound of horses echoed through the silence. Jacob kept watch near a broken window while Ayanna rested beside the fading fire. For the first time since her escape, she felt safe enough to breathe without fear, though she knew their enemies were drawing closer with every passing hour. As the night grew colder, Ayanna finally revealed the secret that had destroyed her life. Several weeks earlier, she had discovered a dishonest trader secretly selling rifles and ammunition to dangerous criminals while pretending to do business honestly with nearby settlements. When she threatened to expose him, the trader spread false stories claiming she had betrayed her own Apache people. The lies spread quickly, and frightened villagers believed them without demanding proof. Even some respected warriors turned against her. Through tears, Ayanna admitted she had lost faith that anyone would ever believe the truth or restore her honor again. Jacob listened carefully without interrupting. Every detail convinced him that powerful men were hiding behind the trader's deception. He knew such criminals often bribed witnesses and silenced anyone who threatened their business. Looking directly into Ayanna's eyes, Jacob promised he would never abandon her, no matter how dangerous the journey became. At sunrise, they quietly left the cabin and traveled through narrow canyons, hidden valleys, and dry riverbeds to avoid the men hunting them. Along the way, they found abandoned supply crates, secret ledgers, and marked ammunition boxes that connected the corrupt trader to illegal weapon sales across the frontier. The journey became even more dangerous after the trader realized someone had uncovered the evidence. Armed riders ambushed Jacob and Ayanna several times, forcing them to escape through rocky cliffs and deep desert ravines. During one attack, Jacob was wounded while protecting Ayanna, but he refused to stop until they reached the Apache village. With the help of an honest scout who recognized the stolen supplies, they gathered enough proof to expose the entire conspiracy. The evidence revealed that the trader had manipulated both settlers and tribal members, creating hatred between them only to increase his profits through fear and violence. When the tribal elders carefully examined every piece of evidence, the truth could no longer be denied. The corrupt trader was captured and publicly judged before both the Apache community and nearby settlers. Ayanna's name was cleared, and the warriors who had once condemned her apologized for believing lies without seeking justice. Although the painful memories remained, hope slowly replaced the bitterness in her heart. Jacob prepared to continue his travels, but before leaving, Ayanna thanked the cowboy who had risked everything for a stranger. He had not only saved her life in the desert, he had restored her faith in justice, friendship, and a future worth living for. The scorching Arizona desert stretched endlessly beneath a burning afternoon sun, where the dry wind carried clouds of dust across the empty land. In the middle of that unforgiving wilderness, Ayanna, a young Apache woman, remained tied to a weathered wooden post. Her lips were cracked from thirst, her wrists bruised by rough ropes, and her strength faded with every passing hour. Only days earlier, she had been respected within her tribe, but a false accusation of betrayal had destroyed everything. Without a fair chance to defend herself, she was abandoned to face a slow and lonely death beneath the blazing sky. Ayanna closed her eyes as painful memories filled her mind. She remembered the laughter of children in her village, the wisdom of the tribal elders, and the peaceful evenings spent around the campfire. All of it had disappeared after a dishonest trader spread lies that she had revealed the tribe's secrets to outsiders. Fear and anger blinded many people, and no one listened when she pleaded for the truth. The punishment was swift and merciless. Left alone in the desert, she believed the people she once called family had already forgotten her existence forever. As the sun slowly sank toward the western horizon, another traveler crossed the rocky landscape. Jacob Carter, a seasoned cowboy known for his courage and quiet nature, had spent the entire day searching for a group of stolen horses taken from a nearby ranch. His horse carefully climbed through narrow canyon trails while Jacob studied every footprint in the sand. Suddenly, something unusual caught his attention. Far in the distance stood what looked like a person barely able to remain upright. Curious and concerned, he guided his horse closer, never expecting the heartbreaking sight waiting before him. When Jacob reached the lonely post, he immediately realized the woman was barely alive. Her breathing was weak, and exhaustion covered every expression on her face. He understood that entering Apache territory carried enormous risk, but leaving her there was impossible. Without hesitation, he climbed down from his horse, cut through the heavy ropes with his hunting knife, and gently caught her before she collapsed onto the hard ground. He offered her cool water from his canteen and wrapped a blanket around her shoulders to protect her from the cold desert night that would soon arrive. Ayana struggled to understand why a stranger would risk everything to save her. She had been taught since childhood that outsiders could never be trusted, especially cowboys who often crossed tribal lands. Yet Jacob expected nothing in return. He spoke calmly, treated her injuries with care, and promised she would not face the desert alone again. As they slowly rode away beneath the fading sunset, hope quietly returned to Ayana's heart for the first time in many days. Hidden among the distant rocks, however, armed Apache warriors silently watched their escape, determined to bring her back before sunrise.